See if we can dig her up. Set my detector down. Here in Buffalo it is probably about 35 degrees, so the ground is becoming harder to dig, at least deep. So we'll see how this is going to work out. Check with, got a new battery in the Garrett pinpointer. And this will be the debut video. Just the other day I got one of these Sidekick hybrid little mini diggers from Grave Digger Tools. They make super awesome, well-built digging tools, as you can tell with our, let's see if I get that on the screen. We have the 31-inch Nemesis shovel. But let's see if we can pull out what's in here. The signal is 19 to 21, so probably a penny. I'll try to keep you guys centered on the action here. Deeper in the hole. And if anyone's curious as to why these have a serrated edge, you can see the roots you got to saw through. Deeper still. On this hunt, our first live for underground metal detecting, it's just going to be me, Corey. The female of our group here is at work for most of the day, so I will be out here freezing and detecting, but I enjoy that more than work. She might be a little more sideways here in the hole, so I'll dig a bit more out this way, hoping for really old targets. Be nice if this was a Indian head penny or even a wheat penny rather than a typical modern clad. Looks like we got a few people watching. Does it tell me how many joined? I see people joining as they join. I don't know where to look. What's that, very top right? Looks like we got about 3 people so far, so not bad for our very first live. I'll try to make this quicker digging and a little more exciting for anyone that's not familiar with metal detecting. And we'll have to get through, unless I can see it already, a bit of a big root there. I see something shiny. I'm hoping that is not just a pull tab hidden under the one root I'm battling with. But the signal doesn't match. The signal for a pull tab is usually a 13. So let me just chop a couple roots and make some more room. Well, there we go. That should be what I'm looking for, not the penny I wanted. That's going to be a metal, if not aluminum, old screw-on Pepsi lid. So we'll throw that in the trash pile. One of the most important things about detecting, especially at a new place, is to fill your holes back in. So it looks like you didn't dig a hole. You don't want to kill the grass, but you can stomp them down. And it looks like you never dug a hole there in the first place, and the grass doesn't die. And just like that, there was never a hole there. Try to leave it better condition than when you got here. I got one strap I gotta attach so I don't have stuff dangling here, so pardon me for a second while I get that clicked together. Not only am I detecting with all my gear, but I'm like a mobile studio here. Phone strapped to a GoPro style chest mount. The GoPro on its mount right next to it. Ooh, one loud. I saw a 28 in there somewhere. Let me actually take the iron off so I hear everything. You don't get a mask of iron. See if I can find that 28 again. It might have just been a false signal. Now we'll go on for 21, 22, 23. That tends to be aluminum. We call it can slaw. That's your cut up cans once a lawnmower gets to them. Here's a 21 solid. And it looks like aluminum near it, so pinpointer to right there, 4 arrows down. Let's see if we have a coin or if we have another screw top to a Pepsi or other type of bottle. A bit easier digging here away from the trees, no roots to deal with. Just do a quick C-shaped plug, flip it over like a hinge, get out the pinpointer, and see if we can track down our target. I hear there in the plug. I don't know how the audio works for you guys, but I did hear. Let's see if I can track her down again. Might have dropped her in the hole. Let's try to reset and make sure I'm on 3 beeps is max setting. Where'd you go? Well, we definitely had her. I don't think there's enough dirt in there to lose the signal. Let's try. There we go. So she's centered in this plug. Get out the mini digger. Do a bit of surgery so we can expose some of this. Oh, that's like butter cutting through this now. I like this new shovel. Oh, I see her already. Popped her out. So, first target out of the ground, she's going to be a penny. And unfortunately not an old one. This one cleans up. That is a 1995. So that's going to be your normal memorial. So not an old drop so far. We're right around what looks like soccer field. So this could just be a more modern drop. Perhaps the audience watching the soccer players. Oh, according to this, what do we got? Like 200 people watching. That's good. That definitely jumped up from 3 just a minute ago. For anyone unfamiliar with us, we are underground metal detecting based out of Western New York, you know, the Buffalo area. It's Corey, my girlfriend, and myself. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. What else do we got? Rumble. And I feel like we're missing one. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, and TikTok. There we go. Should be 5. But underground metal detecting. That's us. And we've been out building up our channels. Everything has been growing quite rapidly. We really got started doing this, uploading footage regularly. We go out about 3 times a week. We already have, we should be passing 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Have a couple of thousand here on TikTok, a couple on Instagram. Everything's been blowing up for us in these past couple of months, so we're really enjoying the ride with that. Been finding all sorts of old coins, all the way back to, you know, Mercury dimes, V-nickels, early 1900 stuff, a couple 1800s coins. And every time we go to a new park or a new site, it's fun because you never know what you're going to find, and sometimes even newer parks surprise you finding really old targets out there. Let's see, I see, hold on, I got something on my screen. What's that? Andy Mitchell. Much luck here so far. We got a penny and a Pepsi cap, but we just started. That's my first 2 targets. Very first time doing a TikTok live, but everyone's been pressuring me to focus more on this one, so we'll see how that goes for us. So far we've just uploaded video footage, you know, already pre-recorded stuff from previous digs. And here we go. I got a solid 13. That's probably a nickel. Lock her down, pinpointer, dead in the center here. We're either going to have a nickel or an aluminum pull tab at that signal. This one should not be as deep as the last one. And being that I'm new to doing this on TikTok, if you guys need me to center the screen or do anything different, just let me know in the chat. I want to make sure people can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Really soft dirt after the last few rains. Hoping for a nickel here. Definitely knocked her out of the plug. She in this one. That's what you like to see. See the flat edge means I got a coin in here. Or I had one. There she popped out. So this guy is a nickel. And do we have old? We do not. Another 1990s coin. But they all add up. We have a giant jar so far from this past summer of just clad change. We get to clean that up, throw it in our rock tumblers. Real easy process with that to clean them up shiny and new so they're ready to go into a coin star. And you don't have to worry about that, what do they charge, something like 18% now. If you turn it into a Amazon gift card, where we spend a bunch of our money anyhow, you don't pay any fee. Right now, for those of you unfamiliar with detecting, I'm hunting for the louder beeps, if you guys can hear those. The louder beeps give me a higher VDI number on the machine, and I've memorized pretty much what every common target, coins and stuff, but there's a chance we'll be finding jewelry out here. two there, that's probably aluminum. And it's nice in this field. It's got the remnants of when they paint the white lines for soccer. So I can pretty much stay in a straight line, know where I'm gritting out the ground. If anyone new is watching us and you're not following yet, please take a minute to click follow or like. Loud 14, but that's probably a pull tab. Not very deep though, but let's give her a dig and find out to be sure. That noise centers it under the coil, so I know exactly where to dig. And some people might complain that you're using a big shovel on a old park, but if you've watched the way I do this, all you got to do is just flip it over like a toupee. Take this loose dirt out. Once I'm done, you won't even know that a hole was ever dug here. Okay, 14. That is in the plug. And that's what I was expecting. 14 is going to be your common aluminum can pull tab here. They're usually a 13, but you can be off by 1 or 2 numbers. Just sweep in your loose dirt, put the worms back in the hole. Set the plug down, give her a step all the way around, and good as new. Again, I'm out here. I got my MineLab Equinox 800. I have the Garrett AT Pro Pointer, was our original go-to, but I also have the Nokta AccuPoint. We've really been loving that one a lot because it's USB-C rechargeable. Seems to last forever, even on a single charge. Or these Garrett carrots, as they call them, eat up brand new Duracell 9-volt batteries like crazy. We've probably spent about, I think I figured it out this morning, $248 putting 9-volt batteries in these things because we have 2 of them and they last about a week. That's 3 hunts for us. So you can tell we've been wasting a lot of money buying replacement batteries. Oh, 29, 30, 31, that's a quarter signal. Let you see that. Centered right there. Quarters are one of our favorite things to find as far as spendable cash, because we're still in an apartment out here in Buffalo and you got to use quarters on their laundry machine. So Corey loves when I bring these back. See if we find where she's hiding, in the plug or in the hole. Looks like she's going to be on that wall, so I scoot around. Hello everyone just joining. I'm glad you decided to check out our first ever... oh, I see her already. Look at that. Before I dig her out, see the red? Quarter. After they sit in the ground for a while, your non-silvers, your 65s and newer, they end up looking red out here with our iron-rich soil. See if I can see through the camera. This is going to be, looks like a 1986. Don't know if I can focus that enough for you guys to see. So not an old one, but coin nonetheless. Add that to the change pile. And while I'm down here, got to turn her off anyhow. This is the Garrett Carrot. Inside of here, there's a 9-volt battery. We've been spending tons of money. You know, this is our go-to pinpointers for the last 6 months. But the new, there, flip her upside down, the Nokta AccuPoint actually has a color LCD screen. And instead of 9-volt batteries in here, there's a USB-C, just like a phone. So you can charge that up the same way you charge your phone. And the internal, I don't know what a LiPo stands for, lithium, what's that, polymer? Lithium police officer? Lithium post office? Whatever LiPo stands for, that's their internal battery. So that one is going to be our go-to all the time now. And just keep the Garretts on hand for a backup. So we have a penny, a nickel, and a quarter in our first couple of minutes here. 21 and 23, probably aluminum. Might even be aluminum next to a penny based off of that signal. Centered right there. Let's see if we can get her dug out. And hopefully I'm not making anybody seasick with the bouncy camera. I'm doing my best I can to dig with one hole and stabilize this phone mount strapped to my chest. Pinpointer tells me where I'm digging, or at least which direction I gotta go for the target. So we get a little more dirt out of here. So she's definitely out, and that one looks like she's going to be a flattened orange crush. So not valuable, but that is a good service that metal detectors do at parks and beaches, is you clear out garbage from the ground. On my finds pouch, I got one small pouch where I keep my valuable finds. The coins, rings, jewelry, things that pop out. And then I have a much larger pouch right below that that I keep all the garbage in. So at the end of the day, I end up having a good gallon, up to a 5-gallon size bucket of trash targets I dig out. And trash targets can actually be dangerous, especially since this is where kids play. There's so many times we're out in the sand at a beach and we're pulling out screws and nails, and could be syringes or things that you don't want to step on barefoot. Turn off my pinpoint mode so we're back to beeping. Got to jump up to 39. That tends to be a big iron nail. I wonder, since this is the first time using the live here, can I zoom out? I can zoom in. Hey David, hunting so far is going decent at this park. First couple of minutes in, got a handful of newer modern clad, but we're hunting the old site. Oldest unmodified part of the park here. And our first time here at Front Park in downtown Buffalo. So we're finding just as long, or just as soon as you guys, we're finding together what's going to be in this park. .22, so that's going to be another bottle cap. Bouncy signal, so that's going to be iron. See if you guys can see Luke out there, my buddy. He's using the Xterra Pro. We both end up finding about the same amount of targets, which could be frustrating for the people that spend about $1,000 for an Equinox 800. Because the Xterra Pro only costs $269, and it might still have the sale right now at Cabela's, only $219. They got it for $50 off. So if you've been thinking about getting into one, the Xterra Pro is a great machine, and at that price you can't beat it. I'd say it's just about equal, about 95% of what my $1,000 Equinox 800 can do. It's not too cold out here. I mean, it's like 35 out, but I have so many layers. At this point, I feel I should be sponsored by Carhartt. 1819 and very close to the surface. We might have a surface drop penny. Right about there. Let's see if we can see it before we dig. I know the pinpointer will find it right away, but without digging. And I don't see it on the surface yet, so we use a little shovel. See if we can expose it. I wonder if it'll be something else though. It almost sounds like I'm hitting a iron pipe. Perhaps something bigger than I want to dig, but we'll know here in a second. Try to do this one-handed. Cut out that piece of grass. If you guys can hear that, definitely sounds like I'm hitting something large. And I feel something large coming up here. Is that just the rock? Might be. Check the hole again. Alright, so that was just a rock. Move away the metal. Let's try to bring this down to 1 beep. Alright, a little deeper in the hole. Not always totally accurate when it gives you like a couple arrows down for inches. You might have done better just to do a normal plug with a big shovel. Either another big rock or piece of iron, but I shouldn't be getting a 19 out of that. is that metal. Almost sounds like it. Just to make this a little quicker, dig another bit of a plug. Oh, and if I missed anybody asking a question, I didn't realize, since I'm a newbie to TikTok, that I had the chat kind of scrolled away from the top. I try to look at it every couple of seconds here, and if anyone's got questions, try to answer them. Be a polite host, if you will. So she's got to be out, probably in the shovel. Sometimes it'll stick to the shovel. So far, let me turn this back up to 3 beeps. She's everywhere. Go back to 1 again. So this might be a large target, but we're already invested. Let's go ahead and dig a larger plug, expose some more, and see if we have something big. What do we got? That almost looks like a pipe now. Try to expose a bit more, because that might be what this is. You guys can see that in the hole. And I don't think she's anything free. I can check it with my magnet, see if that's going to be iron. Indefinite pull, so just an old, probably a pipe. Yeah, I can take out dirt. So nothing we want. Put my loose gear away. Fill the hole back in. Best we can here. Is that all my loose dirt? I believe so. So you can't win them all. Some holes you end up digging. Stuff you don't want to dig up. But as long as I can retrieve it, if it is a garbage target and not a probably an old plumbing pipe, we'll take them out. Not only does that let us clean up the park, keep people safe, but if we come out here another time, then it doesn't mess with our signals, lets us go deeper with bigger coils. Thank you there for the good luck. It all adds up. Imagine the more good luck wishes we get, the better chances we're going to have good targets. One high signal surrounded by iron. Bit of everything. But not very big, so let me try to isolate that 30. $35, 5 down. Could be iron nail. Could be the Oak Island treasure. You don't know until you dig them. But so far that's only letting me get about 4 inches into the ground. We might have something big here we'll have to contend with. That could be more pipe, or it could be a rocky part of the park. Let's see what we get out of here. We're close to the target on the first half of the plug. Boost back up to 3 beeps is max sensitivity. And I'm getting nothing so far, so she might be deep, deep. It's probably littered with, you know, these size rocks. Doesn't make for the easiest digging. Oh, you think I'd hear it by now. Just for the heck of it, I'll reset the pinpointer. You test it by putting it against your shovel. See, there we go. So she's deep. No interference here. Usually the only place we'll have, you know, EMI interference will be, you know, more of a residential park where you have overhead wires everywhere. And that'll make my detector, you know, beep constantly, just, you know, low beeps chirping back and forth, because it's, my Equinox 800 is a multi-frequency machine. So it operates on at least 3 frequencies at any given time. But once it starts picking up the signals from the wires, it'll get a bit crazy. You got to turn down the sensitivity when that happens, which means a little less depth, but it's either that or listen to crazy chirping signals all day long. And if I'm not centered at all while I'm digging, it's only because I'm trying to get a better angle here. So she's deep, deep. We'll take another slice out of the back of the plug here. See if I can get closer to what I want to expose. Again, deep. We'll see if we go in with the big shovel straight down. Lots of rocks to contend with, so not the easiest digging in this spot. She's still down there. Oh, already found her, I think. Oh no, I thought this was a coin. It's just one of the flattest rocks I've ever seen. But you hear that solid beep, that means we're within an inch. So far the deepest plug we've dug, so this might be something older. Obviously the oldest stuff sinks down into the ground the deepest. You gotta imagine all the earthworms, the grass roots growing, stuff like that happening to push the older, heavier targets down. All the environmental factors, so it's often the deeper you go, the older stuff you can pull out of here. So we should be within an inch here still. Rocks all around me don't make it the easiest, so I'm just trying to loosen them up so I can scoop the dirt out as we go. Thinking I probably should get like a tripod for the phone, just so I can set her off to the side and let you guys watch without me shaking her around. So I'll work on that for the next hunt. Still straight down. Pinpointer will go off on my shovels if I get them too close out there, so constant equipment adjusting. Obviously, it's preferred to find a spot with not so much rocks. What do we got? I see something getting exposed there. It actually looks like probably a wire about the size of a, what would you call that? Like a coat hanger? Let's see if she's loose, or it could be an entire coat hanger just buried in the ground, which would not be beneficial, but that's our signal. Being that she's this deep and I don't want to destroy the ground everywhere for that. Let me see if I take out some more of the side, if that helps us out. If I can get her out easy, I'll get her out. If it's going to be an epic battle, we'll let the ground have this coat hanger sized wire. Yeah, I mean, you see how bendable she is. It's probably something like a coat hanger, so nothing valuable, nothing I really want to get out of there. We'll go ahead and fill her back in, move on to some more exciting targets for you guys. Again, this is our first time, well, really almost my first time using TikTok, period. This used to be Corey's account. I've never had one, but everyone urged us to get a presence on TikTok. So we're giving it a shot. We renamed it Underground Metal Detecting, just like our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, all that same stuff. We have a lot of fun detecting. And sometimes we luck out. Find things you want to find. People's lost rings, keys, just about anything with any kind of metal content. We can find it with these machines. Very jumpy, maybe more iron. High 39, definitely iron. Appreciate all those new follows. Looks like we have a long road ahead of us to gain enough followers for any of the upgrades on the account. But it's all new to us, so we're enjoying the ride. If you hear that, this is because I'm close to probably buried power lines. So they start to act up as you get closer to stuff like that. I'll try to stay within this, you see the little trees. That will be my edge, my perimeter I'll try to stay in. You hear those low beeps? Those are actually iron. And there's something in there, but it's surrounded by iron, so assume that's a junk target. Not today for Corey. She's got to work like 8 to 4 today. Doing all of her fun salon work stuff. I figured finally having a TikTok, might as well try out the lives here. We've only been doing them on YouTube before. I finally did the first one on Facebook the other day. So, since we've been getting so many more followers on here, might as well include TikTok. Jumpy, but I'm getting almost a solid 30 out of it. Could be another quarter. Right in the middle there. And not very deep. A couple of targets in this hole. Try her with a not very deep initial dig. Less effort required. And if she's not deep, no sense digging all the way to China for it. Let's see if we find her. Make sure she's not in the mud stuck to the shovel. That's telling me deeper. Well, on this one, maybe it would have been better to dig the deeper hole first, but we'll get to her. More out of this wall, it appears. Uh-oh. I see metal, but that might be the remnants of a can. What do we have here? No, not a can. Are you going to be a lid to something? Definitely so. This would have been your typical lid to, like, I don't know, orange juice, V8, whatever that would use a aluminum type screw-on lid like that on like a glass jar. Some more for the junk pile. But since you already have the hole dug, you always want to double check everything before you fill it back in, because you might have pulled out a trash target when there is a good one sitting right next to it, but not on this one. Kind of do a bit of a Tetris game to get all the dirt clumps and loose dirt back together. Line her up the best you can, and then use the big boots to stomp them down. I almost need a list, a checklist to make sure I'm grabbing all the accessories I took out for each hole, so I'm not leaving any of my toys sitting around. 14 and a 15 in there. So probably scrap target, but doesn't look like she's deep. One arrow down. See if she is a pull tab or not. Alright, she's in this chunk. What do we got? That might be part of a hot rock. Look at that. I mean, that is shiny. Is that plastic? What would that be? Anyone in the comments, can you guess what this is? Very, very shiny. I wouldn't call that a rock. Almost feels rubbery. Let me make sure. That is definitely what's ringing up all the way around it. Can I rip that? I wonder if she's got something metal buried inside. Either I'm the strongest person in the world who's able to rip through rocks, or this is something else. I don't know. You guys in the comments try to take a guess as what that is. I mean, it's as shiny as you can imagine. Melted garbage? I'm going to guess that'll probably be as close as we can get. I'd say she's shiny like a Glad trash bag, but it's not. I mean, it's rubbery. Either way, I'll take that out and double check the hole again. Still getting something, might be remnants of it. As I knocked them out. Do we have a coin hidden in there, or more of this garbage? You can see the red tends to be, you know, rust from a nail, but that might have been our ghost signal, if I can't get her to repeat. Pinpointer is on. That would be what you call a rust, a halo. I think that's what it is. I'm picking up more of whatever that... Oh, here we go. Is that a little... No, that wasn't it. Is that more scrap, or what do we got here? Yeah, it breaks apart. I'll say that's just more junk. And I see more of the shine. So we'll move on. First time for us finding whatever that melted looking plastic was. And who knows why He was ringing up metal. Unless there was something trapped inside of it. Oh, what do we got? Lucid, ignoring your comment is crazy. Asphalt. I suppose there's a good chance, as long as there's iron, something mixed in there that's able to get her to ring up. .36, that'll be a nail. There's a penny signal for us, 19 to 21. Three to 4 arrows down, so we'll dig a deep one if the ground will let us. Where are you watching us from, Lucid, if you're still here? Oh, Tonawanda, howdy neighbor. We're out in the Williamsville area. Today we're digging at, what do you call this, Front Park, downtown Buffalo. More out of the side here. Battling for what I'm guessing is a penny. Definitely more out of the side wall. Perhaps deeper. I always hope for the easy digs, but depending on the soil, sometimes you gotta move around in the hole to get to where your target's hiding. And that's probably my target. What I don't want, beautiful can slaw. Shake well before opening. We got some type of aluminum garbage. And that's everything. So, a lot of digging for not treasure on that one. Make some room in my bag for more of the bigger junk. We'll check in with Luke here in a second. He's about 100 feet to my right. See if he's had any better luck and give you guys a... Guess it'd be a third-person view of some of this detecting. We were just out in Tonawanda the other day. What's it, Sheridan Park? Just west of the golf course. We were having really good luck out there. Lots of old silvers. Wheat pennies galore. I think we pulled 14 out in a day. So I'm assuming when I see something like Texas Cracker followed the live creator, that, what does that mean? A brand new follower that came from the audience of this live? If that's what it is, that's pretty cool. Gaining more followers just while we're out doing what we enjoy doing. Very jumpy iron. Pretty strong 20. Deep, deep. 5 arrows down. I'll see if we can dig her out since we're getting close to checking out what Luke's got so far. I don't even think it's been an hour yet. Oh, nice. Like butter into this part of the ground. Beats battling the rocks. This is like that perfect garden soil that you spend a bunch of money on. We're still on 3. Yep. Yeah, that's what you don't like. I don't think that's my target though at almost 29:30, but you can double check. Swipe it over, 19. So it could have just been masked unless I have another target hiding in here. Not that I'm seeing. So it could have been the numbers playing tricks on me, pulling out one of those mostly filled in hole, like your Monster Energy style aluminum pull tabs. Those will give you funky signals. I'll stomp this hole in, go check on what Luke's got. Yeah, something blue. We've had a TikTok for a little while now. Corey converted an old TikTok account that she had never really uploaded to. I think she just used it to watch videos. So we renamed it to match with our underground metal detecting brand. Here's Luke with his Xterra Pro. How are you doing with finds?
Terrible.
Coins or scrap garbage?
Neither. I've got about 3 coins, I think, and a bunch of nail heads. This field has definitely been hit big time.
Yeah, we can mess around here and maybe make a little loop out further. What I've been seeing is that initial part had a couple coins like you'd expect an audience,
Yeah.
but closer to there where the small tree line starts, all garbage rock and nothing to find.
I think you could, where it goes up, I think they put some fill on up there to try to keep it down maybe a little bit. You can kind of see a little bit of a ridge here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the only I found Zinkins.
What is the oldest section here? Is that like where the parking lot area, that statue thing?
Yeah, this field right here is the oldest
right.
that hasn't been messed with.
So we'll break out the jackhammers, get rid of that entire asphalt parking lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Find out the coins hiding in there. But we'll kind of bounce around a bit, at least in this park, see if we can find anything else. If not, we have another park up our sleeves. And we can rejoin a live or start a new live or whatever we got to do after we move, if we have to move. So far I got a handful of coins, less than $1's worth of clad, so nothing very promising here. I'll have to check out that tot lot playground up by the tree line, just for the heck of it, see if I can pull anything, if it's got wood chips or sand. Oh, right on. Sharing the live with more than 10 friends. That's new to me. Well, everything on TikTok is new to me, but it's cool seeing the differences between the platforms. I can see why people have better growth. It's easier to share stuff and gain more followers. Seems like, I guess, I came late to the game on TikTok. I thought it was more of a, I don't want to say just like a childish thing, or, you know, something all the kids played with. I'm used to the MySpace days, being 43 myself. Even Facebook was a new changeover. But nowadays, the kids don't like Facebook. They just like, there was Instagram for a while, and now I guess TikTok must be the big thing. So whichever one of these platforms really takes off for us is the one we're going to focus the most on. So we appreciate any of the shares and getting our name out there, building up this platform for us. Every little bit helps. And for anyone that tunes in just because they wanted to see Corey bouncing around in a tank top and metal detecting, she'll be out on one of the next trips. She just had to work today. It'll be fun for me after this live to go through, and I really like all the new stats, reading how the videos perform, how many people like and follow and share and all that stuff. And I assume TikTok has, what do they got, something like stars? I know we got Facebook has stars, YouTube has super chats, so TikTok must have its own little thing. 22, 23, probably aluminum. But we'll dig it, because I'm here. As long as the ground lets me get there. Got about 4 arrows down. Not bad, I can bury the shovel all the way deep. So we'll see if we can get her out. Doesn't seem like I'm getting into the rock layer. And like I said before, this soil is literally like bagged garden soil. Perfectly black, easy to dig through, at least on this section of the park. Alright, so we got deep. I'll take another scoop out with the big shovel. This is the Gravedigger Nemesis 31-inch. Got this for Corey, but I use it when she's not out. Nobody tell her. And if anyone follows us on Facebook or YouTube, you've watched that we just got a huge shipment in. We won a auction from Gravedigger Tools. They sent us a whole bunch of little diggers. I got their new unnamed beach scoop. But this one is their Sidekick hybrid, so you get the T-handle rather than just, this would be like a rubber, you know, just a hand grip like this. But I like the little T-handle one. He shipped us this in black. We have the handle like this, the new lime green. And Corey got the new hot pink. So she's totally in love with that one. Snatched it out before I even finished opening up that box. But, where are we? A little more sideways that way. Forgot I was bringing the shovel out to dig rather than just show it off. Let's see, let me clear her up. Definitely got her in this bit of a pile. That's probably her right there. This could be another cap for us, yep. Black label when you really want to be classy at the park. So, garbage target. Double check. Fill her back in. Scoot over here to the tot lot in just a second. See if anybody was unfortunate enough for them to drop jewelry charms or change. We tend to find a lot of it out there. Real easy to set those plugs back in. I like that. Less work for us. Happy Saturday to you, Something Blue. Hopefully we don't run into buried wire action out here. So we still got green grass leading up to, what do we got, wood chips, I think? These are always hit or miss because depending on what they put underneath, some of these might only be like 6 inches deep and then have a bunch of, you know, the rubberized tarps, the weed barriers, held down by like tent peg style nails. But we'll give her a good sweep through here, see if we see, is that part of the playground I'm reading? I don't like that noise though. That awkward chirp tells me something really deep and probably large. If we get a good signal out of here, I'll open it up. $17. I'm still running with iron on, so very deep, but first dig here, let's see. See what we got working with underneath these wood chips, how deep we can get. Might not get very deep at all. So that's a very awkward dig as it is. There we go. Just running into something. Try not to make too much of a mess, but I'm doing a lot of this digging with one hand to stabilize the camera. I have the Equinox 800, as you can see her here, with the EQX15 coil today. I run all the coils available. Usually I have the 10.5 or 10 by 5 that is, from Coil Tech. It's either that or the 6-inch is my favorite. Double checking my sensitivity on the pinpointer. There we go. So we're deep, deep. Let's see if that takes us all the way to the bottom of this. If we can get down there. Now, something I'm getting into is not letting me dig past that. So, what do we have in here? Could be another layer of material, so that might prevent us from actually digging anything out. See if I can expose what I'm running into. Make sure I'm not chopping through an electrical wire or something. Might be a tree root. Yeah, that's what we got. Tree root coming through. Yeah, we have MineLab machines. I run the Equinox 800. Corey has the Xterra Pro, which to me feels like it's about 95% the same machine. It was very easy for me to teach her all the settings, and the Xterra Pro can use all the same coils that I already have for the Equinox, so that's why I love it. Are we deeper? Might just be a mystery signal. I hear the faintest chirp as I get out there. So she sounds like she's probably hidden just under, if you can see right here, is the root I'm working around. Trying to dig around it, see if we can expose what's making our noise. Be dead center. We'll look out if this is a good coin hiding in here. And apologies for any of the sniffing you guys hear, but it is cold outside. Are those wires or are those roots? Roots. Alright, so I will continue. But I already got her out apparently. What do we got? Did we unearth a coin? In my hand. Let's see if I can find her without the pinpointer. Might just be a little nail or something I was picking up on. There we go. What do we got here? Might just be a little piece of iron, hot rock. That's what it's looking like as I get more of this dirt off. If that was indeed our original target, I don't know. But she rings up, and test her on my magnet. Definitely. So that's just going to be a little hot iron rock. So nothing good so far out of the park. Definitely need more than two hands when you're doing this. People would laugh at seeing me. I have my phone strapped to the left side of my chest, my GoPro strapped to the right side, and actually see cops. See way out there. My truck's the white one. He might just be parking, seeing what we're doing, or maybe he just comes and hangs out here. But we haven't had any hassle from digging around or anybody bothering us out here. I'm sure if this was any type of not allowed, they'd be over here right away. So no luck in the wood chips. Oftentimes out here, I don't know how it is in the rest of the country, but when parks buy wood chips in bulk, what I've been finding in a lot of those tot lots is that little bits of aluminum, I don't know if it's stuff from the trees or just stuff that gets stuck in the grinders, but they're not found with magnets when they're searching before they grind up the wood. So you end up with these little aluminum nuggets. They kind of dye a bit and look like gold when you dig them out, but lots of random crunched up and smashed together from the hammer mills. Lots of aluminum. So we haven't had the luck like people in California. I've been doing the detecting for several of the last months out here around western New York, and I haven't run into any problems. I mean, when I started doing this, people were telling me all the time that you can't detect in county parks. If you call the county park offices, they tell you you can't. But then I started hearing from local groups. What do we have? The Niagara, Niagara Falls Relic Hunters Association. Those guys mentioned that they detected at parks that I was told you couldn't detect in, and that they actually have like annual seeded hunts and stuff. So despite hearing that we weren't allowed to, we actually just went out and tried. And I expected the people who work in the parks departments and their maintenance trucks would come and tell us we can't do that. But no, they actually rolled up on us and asked us if we had any good luck and told us places at the park we could detect. So it was quite the roller coaster finding out what was allowed, where you actually could go, where you couldn't go. And so far, lucky for us, the only area that requires any type of permit will be the state park, where you can only detect the beaches only. So I believe there's 4 of them in our area. And it just says sandy beach area only, not in the water. And you can't detect in those areas between Memorial Day and Labor Day, so pretty much the whole summer when you'd think you'd want to be out there. So there's a lot of misinformation about where you can and can't detect. Heck, even the person at Woodlawn Beach out here, that part of the state park, when we brought in the permits to have her sign them, she didn't even know they had permits available. She had to look it all up in her computer, and of course we already had the permits waiting for a signature after Labor Day. But she told us nobody should stop you between the days that the permit says you can't detect on. So on one hand, we were completely legal by the paperwork. On the other hand, I guess we missed out on detecting in the summer because our little permit that we had mailed to us told us you couldn't. So not everybody knows the same stuff, and you got to try to be on the right side of the rules and be prepared to show your evidence when you get people who contest anything that you have to say on it. For anyone following who is local, if you do need that permit, call the Niagara Region State Parks Department, or just go to Woodlawn, or what's it, Beaver Island State Park. There's like 2 others I can't remember off the top of my head. You can just go in the office and now they have the permits available, but I called them up and they mailed me a copy with a whole bunch of brochures and everything. Spent like $7 on postage to give me free permits. Other parts of the state of New York, like central New York, the eastern New York City region, they all have different rules as far as what permits are required. See, I listen to everything with the beeps because I have iron on, but I know what not to dig. I'm looking for the specific beeps. It's more of a higher chirp and a solid repeatable. 25, 26. Let's see what we got there. 26, bunch of arrows down. See if we can find her, if this is still good digging dirt, and it is. Straight down with this serrated gravedigger tool shovel. No roots to contend with here. Oh, and look, right away, this is why you want to wear gloves. First thing out of the hole is a piece of glass. Of course, I wear the framer gloves where you know, your first 3 fingers are open so you can grab nails. I found it too difficult to try to use my phone or my GoPro or anything, so I have to be a little more careful than somebody who wears full cover gloves. Cold indeed. I want to say it's like 35 or something, but we had some snow flurries here in the plug. Snow flurries starting yesterday, but nothing stuck. I think it's maybe Monday I was hearing that we're getting more snow. Oh, and I see her. Red penny. Or is it a dime? Yep. Dime she is. And can I clean that off for a date? That looks like a 1992 to me. So that'll make my like 3rd or 4th 90s coin I pulled out of here. Definitely not the hottest park on our list so far, but first time checking out Front Park downtown. And it's a nice quiet park. Nobody's out here. Sorry for the camera dipping down if that's flipping over for anyone. I know there's going to be a bunch of areas that down here we can't detect because the south towns will actually, you know, you get that spray from Lake Erie and stuff like Hamburg Beach. It's just iced over. It would be way too cold, the ground too frozen to dig. And if the lots of beeps annoy people, the other reason I have it on more sensitive, a lot more of those little chirp beeps, is because I noticed with these bigger coils, this one is the 15-inch, if you go over, say this leaf right here, this light colored one, if that happened to cover both a nail on this side and a coin on this side, within the diameter of my coil, the iron mask would hide the coin from me. I'd be going over it like this, and it'd be like the coin would be invisible. However, if I turn up my sensitivity, and I have that constant hum from the threshold, I find that I can find the targets. Probably a penny here. Dead center. I was watching a video, one of those Mind Lab Detexperts, Luke Van Esch or whatever his name was. He was testing, he had 3 different Manticores, their new high-end machine. Basically, one had the M8, the 8-inch coil, one had the stock 11, and one had the M15, which is the same size as my coil. But the M8, they would put like on top of a Rubbermaid lid. They had a coin in the center, followed with about 5 different nails. And he'd go over with the 8-inch, totally find the silver target without the iron mask, took the 11-inch, waved over it, was getting a squeaky, like you'd barely dig it, you'd probably pass up that signal. But they took out the biggest and most expensive coil, the M15, waved it over, didn't hear the coin at all. No noise except for the iron nails. So that worried me, but I haven't had that same issue with the Equinox version of the coil. I just like to listen to everything and know what's hiding in there. A little deeper this way. Time will tell if the officer will wander over or tell us we're not supposed to dig, but you guys can see it real time. Not a coin. Another of our least favorite, the Pepsi screw tops. Well, you double check the hole, just in case. Make sure you didn't have anything else in the plug. But it was giving me that 19, 20, 21 signal. Real nice grass with the soil here too, so a lot of it's just like flipping over a rug. Just give her one step and can't even tell I dug anything. Beautiful. I don't have any experience with the Nokta, the Simplex Lite. I've been following lots of the other, YouTuber detectorists, the guys bigger than us. Lots of people seem to like the Legend. The Simplex Lite seems to be, their entry-level machine, doesn't have all the same features. And as long as you have the budget for it, I'd hate to buy the entry-level machine and be missing out on the things that somebody who spent another $50 to go up to the next level. What do they have? Like a Simplex Lite, a Simplex BT. I believe there's even like a higher version of it. Then you go up to the Legend, which is supposed to be on par with these, Equinox 800, 900 machines. So if I was shopping Nokta, I think I'd get me a Legend. I just haven't seen the value in the Manticore for pretty much twice the price of my Equinox machine. Maybe if I caught a really good deal, or Mind Lab watched one of my videos and was like, hey, we'd like to send you a brand new Manticore, I would be all over trying it out. But for $1,600, I haven't really seen them outperforming the Equinox machines. You might get like 5% more depth, which really could be the difference between finding a gold ring and missing it. But you're talking about like 1.5 inches. For double the money, that's just, I don't see the value there. There's been a lot of buzz about Nokta's new, the score, and what do they call it, the double score. I don't know the differences between them. Obviously the double's supposed to be a little better than the single score. But there's been people, I watched a test today, somebody was doing the same kind of thing, you know, a bunch of iron nails around coins. They raised the nails up to like 2 to 3 inches above where the coin was, had them all stuck to wood blocks. And that double score was nailing the coin signal each time, wasn't losing them in the iron. 21, but I get occasional 22, so this might be another Pepsi. Three down. What do you guys guess? Pepsi, or are we going to go for a different brand? What do we got? A sick penny, root beer, a dime. Could be any of these. It's definitely deeper. Let's see who wins if I get her out. Oh, looks like I already see her in the hole right on the side. Can I pull her out without digging? Probably not. See a little bit of red. And if you guess Pepsi, you would have won. Obviously an older design, so that's been in there for a while. See if I can clear out any of this blue on the sides, perhaps get a date. Twist to open, PepsiCo, all that stuff. I guess on these they stamped it on the bottle or the label, but older Pepsi screw top. If only you can trade in pull tabs, bottle caps, things like that for some kind of monetary value, we would absolutely be rich at this point. Because I'd say it's about a 10-to-1 ratio, finding stuff like that versus coins, so you definitely get a lot more trash than treasure at most parks, but you gotta dig it to find it. Too jumpy. And I get another 22, so I'm going to guess that one is another Pepsi lid. Makes me wonder if the cop standing out there with his SUV is entertained by us or just taking a break. Either way, he hasn't come to bother me, so I don't mind what he does. Maybe he's watching us on TikTok. And in that case, officer, you are the best. Howdy Dawn, welcome to the live stream. Double check my phone battery, I still got 40%, so going, oh, there's our cap. Not Pepsi this time. All gold, might not have a logo. So that's probably cheap booze. You can definitely tell this upper dark area was where there was a label stuck to the top. I see some type of number. Something etched in there, but either way, that was our signal for that one. Still double check the hole though. And that's why there's still something deeper. And as long as that's not picking up my shovel. We got her out. What do we have? Oh, I thought it had a ring, but that's going to be one of those oval. You normally have the beaver tail type ring pulls. Hello, gardening goof. Welcome to the channel and the live stream and TikTok and the whole online universe. Yeah, see, we got the lone officer. There's my truck and Luke's truck way in the back, a random SUV, and the one City of Buffalo Police, I believe that's what it is, out checking on everything. There's a solid 21, but surrounded by a 22. Might have a penny here. I actually prefer it. Digging out in the cold means there's less people out. When you're out there in the summer, you got all the kids wanting to play in the fields. You know, you don't want to be in people's way. You don't really have everybody showing up and asking you the common stuff like, find anything good yet? Don't mind it online, but what do we got? That looks probably another flat. Yeah, flat cap, another one of them gold ones. So whatever that's from, some kind of cheap booze, I can imagine. And nothing else in the plug, so cover her back up. Northern Michigan. Are you up in the, what do they call it, the UP? Upper Peninsula? Or are you in the upper mitten? .24 is definitely aluminum. Sounds like a lady playing with her dog there in the tennis courts. You would have thought they would really want the dog to be out on the field, but maybe they're just keeping him corralled in the fence so he doesn't run away while the cop is out here. Upper Mitten, all right. Yeah, I actually work for a company in downtown Buffalo. We get our sand delivered from somewhere in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Solid 21, I like that better. Doesn't dip like a lot of those other targets were, so that's probably a penny here. Pinpointer to the center. But yeah, we get freshwater sand from, I don't know if that's Lake Michigan, never really paid attention to that part, but we get the sand shipped on a boat all the way here to Buffalo. We process it, heat it up, filter it, do all that stuff, and then I, along with a couple other guys, we truck it to the rail yards. Most of it gets used in Pennsylvania frac sites. Here we go. Do we got penny or do we got another bottle cap? Or do we got neither? What do we got here? We have broken glass surrounded by some type of metal. I can read that. Probably a wine. El de Salignac. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. But I don't think that was a cap. I think it was like a ring around some kind of wine bottle. More sharp glass coming out of the grass. And no other targets in the hole, so we fill her back up. I'm getting lots of those notices, people following the live creator, so I assume that means we're getting more followers. That's always a good sign. 89, 91 people. Hope it doesn't go to my head getting this huge and famous, but I'll deal with it if I have to. Should be straight down. It did bounce to a 22 once, which has been all of our bottle caps. It's funny, my detector over there is picking up either all my gear on my belt, or today I wore my work steel toe boots, so I just got to keep my feet away from the hole. What do I say? TikTok, you can get quite a bit coming through. Yeah, that's what I've been noticing. To be honest, I kind of wrote it off at first. You know, Corey told me we should have one, and I'm like, who uses TikTok? But that shows how out of... Oh, here we go. It is a penny. I'm not really as hip and with it as I thought I was. So we're new to TikTok, but we're trying it out, and if we get a lot of exposure here and it works better for us, I'll be all about it. I'm thinking this is probably a modern shield penny. See if I can clean her off on my Carhartt overalls. Yep, you can just see the shield starting to come through. So this will be a modern, you know, like 2000 and up penny. Junk, but we add it to the pile. We're still floating around about $1 worth of clad, so this hasn't been the most lucrative park we've been through. Let's see, Luke is out there. You can see him right there, balancing on my fingertip. So nice of me to prevent him from falling off the planet. That's why she was going crazy, is there's definitely another signal, but only a 18, nothing I want to dig. 25, 26, I like that. That's probably a dime for me. 2 down. So many worms out here. I guess that's why the fishermen must love it. So you never have to buy bait. Or, wrong again. Definitely another cap. Is this the cap to that bottle? It looks like the same logo. What do we have? De Salignac. Cognac. So that's what that bottle was that I found the busted end to. Matches the same logo. I don't drink cognac, so I don't recognize the name brand at all. I'm not classy enough yet. To be honest, I've only ever heard it in, what was that movie, Pootie Tang? Something like that, where they're like, you almost made me spill my yak. The other fun toy I have on here, if anyone has the Equinox series or the Manticore, if you notice, let me see if I can get her on the screen, see that top left? My detector is actually charging. See how the battery dashes are going up and the green light is blinking? The reason it's doing that is because you look down here, I got that power Knox attached to it. It just clips around I got the carbon shaft, clips around at the bottom and uses that thumb screw, plugs in. But that means I don't have to bring my detector in to charge, worry about any dirt or something getting on the carpet. I just disconnect that little power Knox, charge it up the same way you charge a phone, connect it to my detector while I'm out detecting, and I'm charging the whole thing up instead of draining power while I go. Howdy, I can dig it. Loud squeaker, but a 22. 22 is usually aluminum on my machine, but only 2 arrows down, so we'll find out. I've seen so many variations of the, can you dig it, I can dig it, we can dig it type names on most of the socials. For a second, I thought it was that guy, what do they call him, Juice, out in Colorado. I believe he's, Can You Dig It on YouTube? No silver yet. It's been a lot of scrap, to be honest. And why am I getting no signal in the hole? She might be on my shovel. If you notice how it's kind of muddy, clean that off to make sure I'm not hunting for an invisible target. And so far, no. So where did you go, 22? Just for the heck of it, reset the Garrett. And I got nothing. Oh no, there we are. So it looks like I just misdug. Just happened to the best of us. It's closer to that brown leaf near the hole. So we'll take a little extra slice out. That should have her in there. Might be a large target, maybe a big bottle cap, but we're already in here, so let's get her out. 2 down, so she should be very close to the surface of that plug. And muddy, so hopefully it's something worth getting through all this gunk. I don't feel it in the mud anywhere yet. Did I knock her out? Oh, there's our target. What do we got? We got green and yellow. This would be the time it would pay off to actually have some kind of rag with me. My fingers are so muddy, I don't know if I'll be able to tell what it is, but if I had to guess, it's like part of a die-cast car, maybe. Kind of has that 70s green and yellow logo going on. Round is usually part of a wheel, so without getting her cleaned up all the way, I think that's what we got, is just something from an old die-cast car. The wet mud doesn't go sweep into the hole as easily, so you got to do what you got to do to at least try to clean it up. Then your hands look like this. Can only get them so clean on the grass. But it's not as bad as the last one. Oh my God, that was... I thought I'd almost have to throw away my Carhartt overalls. Just mud galore, like a pig pen. Nah. Bunch of bottle caps, random stuff, so. Yeah, I don't think I've cleared $1 in New Clad. Almost everything is a 90s coin.
It's up to you if you want to try day park today.
Is it like a park like this, or?
No, it's more like it's literally like street on one side, street on the other side, and in the middle is like a big ramp. What do you call it? Median kind of big wide day park.
Yeah.
The first house is up a little bit.
And I think we're getting in the mud here. So at that point, and based off of what we found, I think we will call it at this park. I'll give you guys a look around rather than just looking at the grass. Very large field. You got we got tennis courts in the fence there. But you'd hope to find a lot better targets than we found out here, but had to check it out to know what we had to find. So for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and stop the live now. I guess I'll figure out if I can restart it later or start a new one. But thanks to everybody that has followed and joined. Please take a second to like the stream, follow, do whatever that supports us. I will be back in a few minutes. We're going to move on to a secondary location and see if we have better luck out there. Now, I need to figure out how you turn off the stream